Hello, very warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales in Australia, and I'm originally from Montreal, Canada. This is a knitting podcast and I have mostly knitting to talk about today with a wee bit of sewing. So I'm going to be chatting about my work in progress, which is a cardigan, and some bunnies, as you can see them over there. I've made some progress on the bunny business. And some yarn arrived for a cardigan that I'm making for my youngest daughter for her birthday. So I'm excited to share that. And yeah, for the sewing, I just have a very simple linen bread bag to share that I made the other day. If you watched last week's podcast, I shared my sourdough recipe on there. And yeah, I didn't really have a proper place to store my bread. So I thought that I would look up a pattern, and I found an amazing free tutorial. So I'm happy to share that with you as well. Okay, I didn't really have too much time for knitting this week. Okay, sorry for that interruption. I just got a text from my youngest. Okay, but some knitting that I did get done was on my Corran cardigan. So this is again the Corran cardigan by Rebecca Clow, and I'm using this beautiful, I'm pretty sure this is undyed, but it's Jupiter Moon's Patagonia Organic Merino, and this is the second skein, and I wasn't sure if I'd have enough yarn with 2 skeins, but look how much I have left. And all I have left to knit is the remainder of this sleeve. So I'm gonna have heaps left over. I may have to make a little matching hat or something. But yeah, here she is. Again, I'm doing the sleeve with no decreases like I did, where is it? On this side, and just brought it together quickly on the cuff. And since last week, I've also done the button band, which was very easy to pick up, all of these stitches. Oh yeah, I just noticed something on the front. I'm not sure if my other 2 have this, because I do have 2 more of these, but you can see that one line of stitching there, but in the back, there's 2, which is interesting, but luckily it's even, like both sides on the back have the 2, and both fronts have the 1, so. Okay, so that's it for my Corran cardigan. So in bunny news, I'm knitting for my nieces and nephews. Again, I'm going to Melbourne and Geelong, and also Bendigo next week, I think, for the Australian sheep show, Australian wool and sheep show, kind of like the Rhinebeck of Australia. So I'm very excited. I've never been to anything like that before. And while we're down there, I'm going to be visiting family, my husband's family, and nieces and nephews for Christmas in July, and I'm making all of them a little bunny. So last time we spoke, I'd only made these 2 guys. They're so cute. And since then, I made this one. Her dress isn't finished yet. I have to add a little button on there. So again, it's a little Cotton Rabbits pattern. However, the dress, I just winged the dress. I didn't have the pattern, because when you buy the pattern, you can either buy the boy or the girl, and the boy comes with a top and some little pants, and then the girl's one comes with the dress pattern, and I think the shoes are kind of built into the pattern for the feet. So instead of the feet, I think you make shoes attached, kind of, but I just bought the one pattern for the boy, and I figure I can just make a dress, which I did, because I used to be a doll maker, and I used to knit clothing for the dolls all the time. So there's the little dress. The first one that I did in a smaller yarn. And then I have done the head on the final one. So there's the last head. And then I went ahead and made her dress. However, it's flipping up a little bit. I ran out, so you can see this is different. Both of these are made with my hand-dyed yarn that I made ages ago. They're left over from a sweater. It's so soft. It's Nundle Superwash Merino. It's ridiculously soft. And this was like 2 different colors that I made, but I really wanted to use my scrappy leftovers because they're really pretty and soft. I thought they would be beautiful. So I just grabbed some cotton and I did a bit of a crochet shell stitch at the bottom, but it's rolling up. So I might go back and then try to do a little bit of garter before, because that really prevents it from rolling up. Yeah, pull it back, do some garter, and then add that little crochet detail at the bottom just to make it a bit longer. Yeah, so it was really, really fun. I love making these bunnies. I highly recommend it if you've never made a plushie before. It's super fun. There is quite a lot of hand sewing involved, but that's just part of the fun, and it's quite meditative, and that's what I wanted to mention. At the end, I'm going to show a video of when I visited my friend Jo from Indigo Inspirations. I bought more stuffing from her because I'd run out. Look at all this gorgeous, gorgeous wool batting that I bought from her. I think I bought way too much, but I think I'm going to be making more of these for my kids. Not with a deadline, but eventually. So there's her little tag. So Jo used to have a toy store at my daughter's school. So it's a Waldorf school. And as you came in, there used to be a toy store there, which, I mean, how amazing. She has not only toys, but she dyes yarn. So the kids use her yarn when they learn how to knit. And then she has doll making, toy making supplies, doll making supplies. And then there used to be a craft group, which I think I led the craft group there for a little bit. And we would make, felted, she dyes felt also. We would make all those little Waldorf animals that you make from felt where you do blanket stitch. And it's just gorgeous. I'm going to put a video at the end because so now her shop is no longer at the school, but it's at her home. So I took a video of all the stuff that she sells because she does have an Etsy shop, which is Indigo Inspirations. And I think she even has just a plain website, Indigo Inspirations. And yeah, she sells her hand-painted wool, her hand-painted felt, which is to die for, all kinds of doll supplies and Waldorf kids' toys and games and books. So yeah, I took a little video of that. I'll share it at the end. And yeah, I used her wool for this head, and that's my old one, and there's no difference. So even though this one I use that more roving style, and this is just like a bat, but same difference. Great quality wool. Okay, onto some sewing. Here is the bread bag that I made. So the free tutorial is by a lady who is called The Simple Home Place. I'll put a little video or a little picture of her video. And I just used some leftover linen that I had from a pair of shorts that I made for my husband. I bought this on clearance at Spotlight. It's 100% linen with stripes, and it's yarn dyed. So it's very, very beautiful, very soft. And yeah, my sourdough bread recipe that I shared last week goes beautifully in here. It's even actually maybe a little bit too big, but I can chuck, like sometimes I make the new loaf before the old loaf is finished, or if we have some baguettes from somewhere or something, and yeah, they all fit in there. And it's got a drawstring, and it's very, very easy pattern. You don't have to be any kind of expert sewist to make this. It was very, very easy. And apparently when you keep your bread in linen or cotton, it's very good for the bread. I think it's antimicrobial, but it just lets the bread breathe so that moisture doesn't build up inside like it would in a plastic bag and cause the bread to go moldy. All right, so if you remember, my daughter has asked me to make her at first she wanted a pullover, but now she's changed her mind that she wants a cardigan. The inspiration photo is here. So she loved the color, she loved the tweed effect, and she loves the stitches in this sweater. But however, she wants it a cardigan, and she wants it a cardigan where the button band is off center, and she wants it to have a really big neck, turtleneck, or like a really big neck where the buttons come up, and then when you undo them, they kind of flop over and will look like that. So I tried to find patterns, and I thought I had a good pattern But in the end, I think I'm just gonna try to wing it. So wish me luck. And I'm gonna use, for the pattern for the body, I'm going to use half fisherman's rib, which I don't think I've done before. I've done quite a few brioche projects, but I feel like when I look at the pattern that she liked, it looks to me like half fisherman's rib. So I think it's a drop shoulder. I forgot to say what I'm wearing. I'll say that after. It's a drop shoulder, so I think it's just going to be very basic, you know, straight in the body, and then separate for the top and the back, or the front and the back, and yeah, just try to figure out how to put the button down on the side, which is not going to be difficult. You know, it'll lead up right to there. And then it goes into the turtleneck, which I'm going to do in regular rib, I think, 2x2 rib, and 2x2 ribbing on the cuff. She wants really oversized sleeves, so just go straight. I think I'll do 2x2 ribbing on the bottom hem as well. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to go for it. So let me show you the yarn. So I got this parcel just the other day from Bendigo Woolen Mills, which I'm so excited to visit when I go down to Bendigo. So here it is. It is the rustic tweed, and the color is hickory. It's this beautiful chocolate brown. The lighting is a bit weird today. Let's see. Yeah, probably that's closer to the color. But it's got these really pretty neps in it, these beautiful tweedy bits, and it's the 10 ply. It's very, very soft. I think a lot of Australian knitters who buy from Bendigo, I think they think the rustic is going to be scratchy, but it's not at all. It's very, very soft. And this is at the moment the only non-superwash wool that they have. And I've used their rustic before, but I don't think I've used the rustic tweed. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've got 4 balls of this. My plan to make this sweater is I'm going to make myself quite a big swatch that I'll undo later of half fisherman's rib with the recommended needle for this wool, which is 10 ply, which is kind of like worsted. Let's see, what do they recommend? Size 5mm needles. So I'll take my 5mm needles and I'll just knit a good bit of fisherman's rib, and then I'll measure it. I'll see how many stitches I have per inch, and then I'll measure my daughter, and she'll tell me, you know, how much ease she wants, and then I'll just multiply the inches times the stitches and hopefully it'll work out. And yeah, we'll see how we go. But you know, I can always rip back and start again. Not a big deal. So that's going to be my next little knitting adventure. I'm nearly finished my cardigan. I may put it aside and start this because she's excited. Her birthday is coming up. It will not be ready for her birthday, but hopefully it'll be ready when I get back from my little holiday in Melbourne. Anything else about this yarn? I think that's it. So wish me luck with that. I think that is all I have to chat about for today. That is it for me today. I hope you have a project that keeps your hands happy. And let me know down below where you're watching from, what you're working on. Please don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps. I did forget to say what I'm wearing. This is the Felix cardigan that I chatted about not too long ago, just over a denim hinterland dress. So sorry, normally that's at the beginning, but had to put it at the end. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to chatting with you again next week. That will be my last video before I go to Bendigo. So very exciting. Talk to you later.
you.